Welcome to the S.J. Childs Show, where a little bit of knowledge can turn fear into understanding. Enjoy the show. Hi, and thanks for joining the S.J. Childs Show. Today, I'm excited and I didn't realize that you had your own podcast as well, the Thin
Yeah.
Ice podcast. That's great. So I'm looking forward to learning all of the things and really discovering how I can support you and, help you with what you're here for today. So let's just get started at the beginning. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, so my name is Asher Robinson, or if any of you guys have heard of me, Asher Warren online. I am a 15-year-old kid from San Diego, California, and I am a published author. I have one book published, another one coming out shortly next month, and I'm writing my third. I've been writing since the age of 7 years old. That's as early as I can remember, and I run a very unprofessional podcast with my best friend, Ethan.
I love that. Podcasting is so much fun and it
Yeah.
really opens up so many, especially for you being so young, it opens up so
Yeah,
many avenues and opportunities to meet with people that you never could have met or considered in
exactly.
real life, and all around the globe. So tell us a little bit about where the idea of the book was born.
So my first published novel, it's called Maniacal. This, no, what I'm about to say, normally authors don't do this, but I'm about to kind of talk trash about it. Uh, Normally you're not supposed to do, but I'm an honest guy, so I'm going to do it.
Like it.
I was kind of bored one day watching a TV show called Slasher. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's just a slasher anthology series because I love that kind of stuff. And I was bored. I had nothing to do. I'd finished my homework for the day, so I pulled out my computer and started writing. That's it. It's a the the cliche murder mystery novel where it's just a
Love
quick
it.
fun read. The who done it. So it's just kind of it's a cliche novel, I will admit, but I find it fun. And if you just want to sit down for a quick read, it's just about a couple teenagers, on an island and a murderer. Just the whole usual
Murder
stuff.
mystery. Oh, I love that. I mean, my favorite genre of books growing up was murder mystery.
Yeah,
And so I completely, especially I think that age, it's, that curiosity and uncovering things. And there's just a lot to it because that's kind of funny, a parallel to your life, kind of in a way that you're still uncovering and learning things. And
exactly. Yeah.
I love it. Oh, great. Well, tell us about the second book that's going to be coming out.
This one is definitely more of what I like writing. The Maniacal was a huge step outside my comfort zone. I love horror, and that's the genre I'm going to be sticking with probably forever.
Mhm.
But I don't usually like writing slashers. This next novel is a thriller drama, psychological, which I like. It follows two friends. They've been friends for 20 plus years. They have this TV show it's very similar to if you guys know what Bear Grylls Man vs. Wild
Yeah,
is, it's basically where he goes out and just kind of does adventures with his best friend.
love that.
That's what happens in my book. So they're getting older, they're in their late 40s, they have families, and they aren't able to kind of risk as much as they used to because they want to be able to come home at the end of the day. And so they're filming the finale of their seventh season, which is the end of their show. And they decide that they want to take one last final risk. So they go to the taiga in Siberia, which is this huge, huge forest, snowy wonderland kind of. I find that place very interesting. Um, and they go, but before they start going, the main character, his name is Adam Barker. He starts having these weird dreams or visions or whatever you call them. These just weird things about that kind of like about the trip, like where they're about to go, that kind of warn him, like, hey, don't do this very bad idea. Bad things are going to happen. But he's like, it's okay. I'm getting old. I'm probably just seeing things. So he goes with his best friend, Dick Collins, and they go on their trip. And they realize very, very soon that the things that he was seeing start happening. And their great final adventure has become a nightmare that they cannot escape from.
Wow. That sounds so exciting. Some questions are popping into my mind as you're talking,
That's the
which
way. Yeah.
I love, I love, I love. So, number one, and I don't. I'm so sorry, I'm not good at reading
It's
questions
okay.
off lists or anything like that.
Don't
I
worry about
just
it.
fly off,
I don't like doing that too. Yeah.
conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell me first, and I think this is really great for my audience and my listeners. Obviously, you have instilled within you from, I'm assuming, your guardians, parents, whatever, a sense of reading or writing that you love. Where did that begin for you?
It did. This is very uncommon. It's kind of just from me. So this is very actually kind of weird because I used to love reading. I don't know what happened, but as I got older, the more words that were together, the more blurry they started to get. I'm not sure if it's dyslexia, but reading is kind of difficult for me.
Yeah.
But when it comes to writing, that kind of was on my own. I'm not going to discredit my parents. They're a huge supporter. My mom is like one of my editors.
Love that.
So huge thanks to them for helping me and supporting me being an author. But when it comes to starting, I kind of think it was me.
I love
I
that.
always do little drawings and little comic strips when I was like, I don't know, 3, 5.
Mhm.
And when I was 7, I went to, I forgot what it was called. It was some sort of writing camp. My mom saw that I liked to write, so she took me there and you had to handwrite a short story. And after that, I just kind of
Took off.
kept on doing it. Yeah, took off.
Mhm.
And in middle school, creative writing. Uh, Beginning of freshman year, like summer, when I was 13 is when I came up with the idea for Maniacal. And then here I am today with the
Yay.
published
Oh,
novel.
congratulations. So stop the questions. I have to I'm like overloading my brain. Okay,
Okay.
so then what do you think who are some authors that might have inspired you? Have it and I mean some
I,
people don't even have any, but what do you think?
so some maybe it's not because they're like their genre that inspired me. I just really like their style. The guy's name I really didn't pronounce it. I think it's Alan Gratz. He used to write. I think that's his name. He would write historical things like
Okay.
about World War II. I was interested in that.
Mm.
James Patterson.
I love James
Yeah.
Patterson. Yeah.
There's another author. I cannot quite. It's on the. I can't
Right
quite.
there. Yeah, I get it.
Him.
Oh, but
And
that's great.
Stephen King, of course,
Yeah.
he's him. The biggest one would probably be R.L. Stein.
Yeah, that's
He was,
fantastic.
he was my childhood. My teachers would always be so mad because instead of doing classwork, I'd be reading a Goosebumps book. So
Yeah.
probably those people.
Yeah. And I think it's so interesting. It's like sometimes the theme of my shows go in this very like authentic role of energy because the last week I interviewed or at least the aired episode is with an international reading expert who helps kids learn the love of reading and his biggest complaint is that schools are teaching kids to read because they have to,
Yeah, I
rather
agree.
than giving them the content they love and are interested in to
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, my freshman year, they would like force these awful books on you. Some people love the books that they made us read, but I hated them.
Yeah.
No offense to the books that are like so
Sure.
like Catcher in the Rye. Yeah, I get those are classics, but nobody in my class liked them because like
Yeah.
they're so old we can't really relate to them these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
But back in like elementary school, they would just have a bookshelf of like every genre imaginable and be like, if you
Have a
want to read,
way. Yeah.
exactly. I feel like that's what schools should probably do because I do agree that
Just continue with that, huh? That's really
yeah, I
good.
agree,
Thank you.
100%. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, now you said something about Siberia and that. And so
Yes.
it sounds like you really have to do some research
Yeah.
about maybe the places, right? Tell us a little
Yeah,
bit
I
about
have.
that.
So what I liked, I had to do a lot of research, especially because I haven't mentioned this yet, but the antagonist for this book is I used mythology. It's so much research when it comes to this stuff. It's kind of crazy. It sometimes takes more than the actual writing process. It's I chose this guy named Leshy, who is part of Slavic mythology because it takes place in Russia. I have to, and what it is it's this like forest thing. I can't really describe it, but research that goes into that and the places takes forever because I have to research what the climate's like. I have to do research on the temperature, how you can survive. how big it is. Like even where they live, I'm pretty sure it's either South Dakota, North Dakota. It's only in like the first couple chapters talks about where they live, but even for that, I have to do research on like what kind of places are in those states, what kind of food, temperature, living style. So it's just a lot of research, and I know that people say not to use it, but Wikipedia is your best friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Your best friend.
Thank you to Google and Wikipedia.
Yes. It's your best friend in
Absolutely.
scenarios because this isn't like a school report. This is get as creative as you want. Does
Mhm.
not need to be 100% accurate. Use Wikipedia
I love it. I love
first.
it.
It's great.
No, that's really great advice. And I hope that, our parents or younger, listeners are taking note of that there's so many ways that you can foster your creativity through
Yeah.
doing research. And number one, finding and sticking to the things you love,
Yeah.
because that's where it's at. I write children's books
That's
and
good.
and they're all in poetry because that's what I like to write. And my daughter, when she
My
was
mom does
8,
too.
oh really?
Yeah.
When my daughter was 8, she's really great artist. That's something I could never do, and she's amazing at. So we worked together and collaborated, and she illustrated her first book at 8, and
Great.
so we did the same
Great.
kind of thing, and
Yeah.
that collaboration is just so fantastic. So, what kind of support did you get along the way from your parents? Kind of, what did that look like?
So when it like support like for this, the writing in general,
Yeah,
like
or like, did they help you find publishers? What did that
oh,
take?
I'm my own publisher.
Okay.
But when it comes to writing things, all me. But for editing, my mom, I don't remember what she majored in. It was something with grammar. So that's literally what she does.
Leaned
So I kind of one day
on her for that.
I was like, hey, listen, can you help me out here? So
Yeah.
she really helps me when it comes to the editing and to make sure everything's perfect. Obviously, things aren't going to be perfect, especially with Maniacal. I found so many mistakes, but then again, I was 13 when I wrote it. Nothing's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
Your first book is a stepping stone for your future achievements. It's never going to be the best.
Love that.
So she helps me with that. And my dad, he does like a real estate developer, stuff like that. So
Hmm.
he really helps me with the business side of things.
That's so
So when it
nice.
comes to marketing, we'll work together sometimes with that, or like he'll be like, "Listen, I'll finance this, and then you pay me back with interest or whatever." So, like preparing me for the real world, that kind of
I
stuff.
like
So,
that.
dad with business, her with making it look all in order.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, those sounds like you have some amazing supports
Yeah.
in place. And you said you had some siblings. So how does that look in the process? Was it was it crazy trying
Oh,
to do it?
yeah, yeah. Because when I'm writing, I need to be like focused because I have ADHD. So if I'm not focused, I'm going to be doing a million other things. So I have to be focused. Like like when I'm writing, if they come in my room, I'll have like a pillow on my bed. I'll just have ready to throw at them to like tell them to get out. So they're awful.
Yeah,
No offense to them. I love my siblings,
sure, of course.
but like,
Hey,
ugh,
I get it. I have actual stop sign stickers that go on the outside of my door so that they give my son visual cues that this is where you stop before you enter.
we have a sign outside of this door because this is my podcast room. This is also where I write. Sometimes it's kind of just turned into my own like little room. So we have a sign
Yeah.
that says "Do not come in when doors closed."
Good, good. That is helpful, huh?
Don't listen
So
to it. But,
what about the third book? What's that gonna be about? I mean, you don't spill too many ideas
I,
about
I won't. I won't. I
that.
won't. I won't. So I don't have quite a synopsis yet, but I have everything planned out, like in my head and everything. So I can tell you. Sorry, it's on my teeth.
You're good.
It's called Remorse and Regret. It is a ghost
Mm.
story that focuses more on drama. And here's the thing: I'm a teenager. I'm young. I'm 15, but I like to focus on very heavy things in my book because I feel like even as a teenager, you go through a lot more things than people realize. Like there's a lot of adult things that unfortunately some kids have to deal with. Like I know
Yeah.
some people that have to deal with like drug abuse, stuff like that, bad parents.
Yeah.
So I like to put that in my books,
Mhm.
which some people don't like because they feel like I'm too young to write about it, but I know how to incorporate it. So this book really
Mhm.
heavily deals with addiction recovery because I know a lot of people that have to deal with that. So it's a ghost story. It's a horror novel, but it's mainly like I said, it's also mainly the drama side of
Yeah.
it. It follows
Sounds
this
great.
woman named Rachel, but I just call her Ray the entire novel. Her husband, his name was Keith. He was a famous author who just passed away, uh, kind of under mysterious circumstances. I cannot say anything without spoilers. I can't go any farther. Um, but it kind of, and her only friends are very toxic, and it's her best friend Jennifer and her fiance Lachlan, who is not a good guy. So this book is it's very complicated because none of
Mm,
the characters are necessarily good people.
yeah.
So you don't really know
Interesting.
who to root for.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So
It sounds just fascinating and
it's
really
going to be
great job. Really great job.
long. The way it's going, my second book, which I've been talking about, the one in Siberia, it's called The Trees Are Breathing. It's 100, no, sorry, not 100, 345 pages long.
Okay.
The way this one's going, I'm assuming 500.
Wow.
It's
What
big.
an exciting journey. Does it
Yeah,
feel like it's just growing and growing and your mind just comes up with
yeah.
more and more
Yeah.
ideas and
I even on social media, I post a lot about it. I have a TikTok where I post about my
oh
books. I
great.
posted yesterday was I was saying like this book has become so much more than what I thought. I
Mhm.
am almost 18,000 words in, which is
Wow.
I don't know how many pages that is. I can say roughly 100.
Yeah.
Eight
So
chapters in.
cool.
So
Wow. Tell us about your like the social media that you're at on the podcast. Let's talk about that a little bit so we can
yeah.
get that out there.
So I have an Instagram, which it's weird. I don't have an author Instagram. I kind of just incorporate it into my personal one because I kind of like mixing both to show
Yeah.
that at the same time I'm not completely. I'm serious about my writing. At the same time, I'm just a kid, so I do.
Yeah.
So I use
Totally.
Instagram, but I don't use that as much to promote. I use TikTok to promote. I don't have a lot of followers. I've gained 800 since the publishing of my
Oh,
first novel,
wonderful.
which is pretty good. Um, and then when it comes to podcasts, I signed up for Podmatch because my girlfriend suggested it because she's a writer. She was telling me all the stuff to do. She's been doing it a lot longer. So I use this. I've been on a couple podcasts, which younger me would have never imagined it. So I'm extremely.
Oh,
There's a newspaper in my local newspaper called the Encinitas Advocate, and I got into that.
wonderful. And where are you at too in the world?
Uh, what do you mean? Sorry.
Where are you at in the geographically?
Encinitas, yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Just on the beach. It's nice.
Oh,
Uh,
I bet.
so I reached out to them. They wrote an article. My school is writing an article about it. That's coming out soon. So that's kind of what I use to promote myself. And then word of mouth
Yeah.
a lot.
And where can we go to find the books?
Amazon or my website, which is warrencreations.com, WARENCREATIONS.com. I'm
Wonderful.
not going to repeat that because if I do, I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up.
You did a great job.
But
And I'll have all of those in the show
yeah,
notes. So
so
no
my
worries.
books are on Amazon. You can also they're mainly just going to be on Amazon. Uh, they're going to be in a bookstore for a short period of time later, but I can't talk about that quite yet because I'm out
Yeah.
of information. But or you can go to my Instagram, which is Asher Robinson 09, ASHERROBINSON 09, and I have a link tree, which you can find the Kindle edition paperback there. Or my TikTok, I can't have a link yet, but if you want to follow me there, it's Asher One Writes, ASHERWARRENWRITES.
Perfect.
So you can find me and my links.
Yay. Well, we will definitely do our best to support you. And I'm excited for you to be doing all of this at such a young age. It just
Yeah,
goes to show like what kind of a future are you going to have.
yeah.
You better check back in with me so that we can do this again
I hope it goes
and talk
well.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you know after my next book release. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, thank you so much for being a guest today.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for your journey and just keep that creativity going.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Take care.